just watched an Alex Hormozi just Instagram clip. It was like 30 seconds. And I related to it so much that I feel like I got to make a video on it. That, like, your time is so crucial, right? This guy makes $1.5 million a year in revenue and about 700 net. To be honest, I don't know what the difference between net, gross, all that stuff. I keep forgetting, but I'm pretty sure net profit is like what he takes, roughly about what he takes home, I think. And I'm not gonna lie. So actually, in the video, he was talking about how he feels like he says, I have to do everything and I don't feel like I have enough time, basically, right? And then Alex Hormozi said strong words. And he says, yeah, I have to do this because, and then Alex Hormozi said, okay, do you have to or do you choose to? And I feel like especially when you're with somebody that you respect or you admire, you instantly start to see, like anyone could say it, like your mom could say it. It could mean 100% like what Alex Hormozi is saying, but because I'm not saying you don't respect your mom, let's say, or someone else could be. I was just the first thing that came to me. But let's say your dad, your mom, brother, sister, a friend, a colleague, whatever it is. You respect them as a person, don't get me wrong, but maybe you don't respect their business decisions or their cognitive thinking of certain decisions or their whatever it is, so that you don't even listen to them, right? And not saying you got to take everyone's advice, but sometimes you just have to think about what someone says regardless of who they are, because I'm pretty sure someone has already told this guy, because he instantly was like, I choose to, right? Maybe someone else has never told him before, right? Maybe it was just in passing, but still, that just kind of came to my mind. Is like, sometimes even if you don't, like, the person might be saying the wrong, like if a smoker says don't smoke, you're like, who are you to tell me to smoke, right? But if Mike Tyson came up to you and said don't smoke, even if he smokes and that's your idol, you're like, shoot, I'm not smoking ever again. So sometimes it's good to just digest advice, not necessarily take it or do it, but just digest it. Because once this guy said that, Alex Hormozi was like, okay, well, you're going to do this, try this task, right? Step 1 is have a spreadsheet, and on your phone or on your computer, every 15 minutes, put a timer of 15 minutes. Everyone's going to hate you, but screw it. Write what you did in that 15 minutes. And then when you look at the spreadsheet, look at like what is the bottom half of stuff that like is very mundane or whatever, that you can give it off to somebody. And usually if it's with your hands, you can usually give it to somebody else. Whether you hire someone or if someone has enough bandwidth of time to add that to their plate, then they do that. Right? And then he said, okay, let me ask you this question. If you could save half your time to double your business, would you do that? And the guy said, oh, hell yeah. And he goes, there you go. That's the game. And it's like, holy cow, like, sometimes you just need someone, like, you really just need the right connections, the right people that you look up to or that you admire about in certain fields to really get through to you. Because sometimes just like the lack of understanding or respect that people have for the day-to-day people, or people who are maybe they have it down and they're in the same position as you, but they have that down. Or maybe it's like people like, say, oh, you got to go to the gym to stay healthy, but they're not fit. They are saying the right things. They might not know the right steps or everything, but if it's general, like everyone knows, if you hire more people, or at least a decent amount of people, the more you let go, the more you can do, right? So it's very common sense, but it's just like when you're really in the midst of it, it's hard to see and hard to take a step back. And that was just a cool video, and it just also goes to show you guys that, like, early in one of my videos, if whoever's watching my videos, if I'm bigger, my old ones or whatever it is like, I don't know how to design for crap when it comes to like clothing and hand drawing stuff. So I do want to learn it so that, I can understand what I need to ask and what I need to do. But like a basic level, and especially when it comes to like fabrics and all that kind of stuff. But if I know what I want to do and how I want it to go, then I'll just hire someone else. Like right now, I hired somebody for one collection. It was basically an autumn collection, and they did all the design. They know, like, it took me like I was using so many shortcuts to figure out how to design, because I can't use freaking what's it called, Adobe. Like, it's gonna take me so long to learn. Like I can trace, I can split it, like flip it over, whatever it is. But like when it comes to coloring it and make it look all nice and specific, no, I can't. I genuinely cannot do that. So I'll just give it to them. And I legit convinced them enough to be like, hey, I'll pay you for this work, but I won't have enough to continue doing this. And I just told them my mission, my vision, what I want to do, and how I would love for them to continue with me. And then when I start making it and we continue to work together, they'll be the number one designer that's there, and they can, they'll make a crap ton of money. And I just outsource now. I have less to worry about when it comes to making the right designs and tech packs and all this kind of stuff. And I can now focus on what good fabrics would work for this. What are the good buttons? What are all this kind of stuff right now? Because I don't think I can find someone that can do that for me. Maybe I can. You never know, right? But in a sense, it's like that's a couple Google searches, YouTube videos, whatever it is, and boom, now I have more time to see what looks good. Instead of it took me hours to design a t-shirt, a freaking t-shirt. Now I don't have to put any time into it at all, right? Digitally. Maybe I can draw a quick sketch and send it off, but digitally, I don't got to do a single thing. And I have more time to go make those research and work on whatever brand stuff I want to do. So, really see how you can cut your time, whether you give your task to AI. And the shortcut that I was talking about for the design was I legit took a clothing image from Pinterest. It was just like a with no background, like a white background in the shirt. I said, take this shirt and make it 2D in ChatGPT, right? There's better stuff for it now, like Nano Banana, whatever it is. But I put it in there, and then they put it in 2D, and it was the exact same design. And then I said, okay, this color and the stripes, remove it, do this, and I made a really good sketch, right? But obviously, AI is still not at a certain place where it needs to be, so it's like some stuff would get messed up and this and the other. So I'd then have to go put it back in Adobe, but I still saved myself 3 hours of just making that outline. Obviously it's not taking me that long, but you get what I'm trying to say. So, put your work to the side. Give someone that control, give someone that space to take over what you can't do, or what's going to take you so much longer to do, and focus on the next thing. I keep repeating it, but it's just it's a very crucial idea, or else, if I didn't have their help, I wouldn't have been as far as I am into it now with how good it looks and how sharp it is, right? And that's just word of mouth. And the same thing, I'll also say that perfect example, another one, right? I'll try to be as quick as possible, was my my photo shoot, right? I legit don't know how to take photos that well at the time. Didn't have the right camera. Only have my phone. This phone's cracked. The camera, the main one, not even just the zoom or the 0.5, the main camera I need. So making videos and pictures sometimes is hard depending on lighting and glare and whatnot. So to further that, I didn't know how to edit. I didn't know how to so I would have to do all that myself, maybe rent a camera or just use my phone, whatever it is. And I legit did something for somebody. I think I said this before, but I did something for somebody. I reached out to them and I asked them, I said, I actually didn't reach out. Someone put a post talking about they need models. I wanted to model at the time, or at least try it. I went to do it. It was for free. Models get exposure, and the person doing his brand gets some exposure as well, or has enough people to model, to show body types and all this kind of stuff, right? And I met a photographer there. Just networked, oh, how you doing? Oh, I'd love to grab your phone number if we can do some work, right? She's like, great. I texted her, I saw her stuff, I just kept complimenting her and her stuff and what she does, because who doesn't want to be complimented on their creativity? And I told him, look, I know a couple of people who would love to get some headshots, and in return, they would not care or mind to take whatever, any type of creative style, whatever the hell you want to do, they'll be down to do it. I said I'll be down to do it, and I could find people as well. But still found people, it was me and two other people. And it's just she ended up doing my photo shoot for free 2 times. Because she genuinely believes in my stuff, and I put conviction in what I believe in and what I see. And even to this day, when I post, she looks at it, she's like, oh my God, everything's amazing. But now I know if I go back to Oregon, I have someone I can lean on. And they got connections too, so it's put yourself out there, ask, do some favors for others. I made a website today for this horse staple, and inshallah, I don't know if I'm gonna do it for free or do the design for free and just charge them for the back end stuff, but I did something for them, right? And yeah, they're gonna pay me, but if I need something for the brand, like, hey, can we use your staple for like posting and stuff? They're like, screw it, yeah, let's do it. Like, you never know if you just like try your best and like do what's easy to you. Communication is easy to me. Certain things in creativity is easy to me, or easier to me than others. So like utilize what your skill is and give that to them, to the people that you need in your industry, right? And if you're not good at it, screw it, just do it. Like, I don't know how to take pictures. She can help me along the way, and there's gonna be other models there that can help me. But like at the end of the day, it's like I didn't know what the hell I was doing, but we just did it. She loved the creativity about it, so just do that. All right, I'm gonna go read the Quran for you guys in a bit. See you in a second.